Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. We're going to be working on something fun today, hopefully a couple of fun things, but everything takes a while, I guess. But we're going to be working on the Harvestman, which I showed off in the Discord, and of course people had an idea for it that I couldn't resist. But anyway, we have the Harvestman. A couple of interesting things about this guy. Firstly, it's a brand new shape, so there's no card with this shape currently. And then also his legs are going to break off, or I'm just going to do one variation of this. I'm not going to go overboard because there's going to be, if I supported both sets of legs falling off, it would be, you know, multiple permutations. So we're just going to have essentially three states, right? We're going to have the state where he's intact, the state where his leg has fallen off, and then the state where, you know, you've just got this chunk of him here, which is also going to be a unique card shape. There's nothing with that shape. So the Harvestman is going to be the source of two unique card shapes, as well as a bunch of ridiculous logic to get all this stuff to work. And there's a bunch of edge cases too because of how I want to do the legs and all that stuff. So anyway, I don't know, man. I got memed into doing this, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Anyway, you could wishlist Alchemortis on Steam. That's the game I'm working on right now. It's a dark fantasy roguelite auto battler where you can use alchemy to create your own builds and synergies. So give it a wishlist on Steam. You can also support the game on Patreon if you subscribe at the sponsor tier for at least 1 month. I will give you a key for Alchemortis, as well as in-game Alchemortis credits. So check that out if you're interested. And I also have my Udemy courses that will teach you how to build complete games in the Godot engine. Give those a shot as well. I would appreciate that. And let's get right into it. Hello, Johan. Welcome back. Hello, Clickertail. Good to see you. Good to see you both. All right. So we've got the Harvestman leg. We've got this. So now I need to create a brand new... shape. So we'll get all the shapes in place first. And then we'll see... background. We're looking for this shape here. We open this up. Destroy that. Destroy that. I think we do this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. So we're creating a new shape again, which is good. Probably will want to just redraw the highlights as well. But first, let me save this. So this one is, this is 2x3, 2x3, minus 1x, 1y, 1x, 2y. I believe that's correct. Yeah. So it's got the same missing cells as the other one. The only difference is that it's just going to be not as wide. Sprite, crop. Okay. So we saved that, and then we want to load default palette. Let's do some more highlights on here. I want to figure out a way of doing these highlights dynamically in game as well, so I don't have to, number one, so all the cards look slightly different, and number two, so I don't have to draw this myself every time, but I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so there's that card background there. And then what are we going to do? We are going to, we have to create the mask and the border mask for it. So we're going to do contiguous, fill that in, invert, delete, save this as underscore mask. Okay, and then we undo this, select the border, fill that in with white, delete that, save this as underscore border mask. Okay. So we've got all those variants done. So now I need to create, did I already create the giant Harvestman body? Let's see. Giant Harvestman. No, I don't have that yet. Hello, Real Cruda. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. If you guys are on Twitch, you can use the new ghoul emote. Check it out. The little ghoul emote. It's also available on Discord. If you're a Twitch subscriber, you get the snail cat emote. And I'm also turning on YouTube memberships, which will basically, well, you'll have access to those emotes, but also I will give the YouTube members early access to YouTube videos as well as exclusive member videos as well. So basically, I'll be extending the video exclusivity to Patreon and YouTube members. So there will be certain types of videos or certain videos that I'll publish that will be members only. The YouTube membership is relatively inexpensive, at least. It's not available yet. It's getting approved, but anyway. Anyway, hello Trist, welcome, welcome. Hello Celestial General, welcome back. Are you joining a GMTK Jam this year? I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to have as much time as possible to work on Alchemortis. But at the same time, you know, I'm thinking if I could do a really good job on the GMTK Jam entry, that may be a good marketing opportunity for Alchemortis. So yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know. Okay, giant Harvestman body. Create. Alrighty then. Create a new layer. Load default palette. This item alone has created so much work. That's okay though. It's not really that much work because I just need to oh, I need to remove that front leg. Yeah, so this is what I'm this is what I mean. I have to kind of fill this in now. Okay, let's just fill in all the leg parts, and then we'll just actually I probably want to make that bigger. There we go. We'll make this dip down into it. So I'm gonna have to draw some eyes too because the eyes would have been previously hidden by the legs. Okay, we'll just call that good. Yeah. That's fine. Maybe I'll put some extra highlights there. This part is probably not... Yeah, that's probably fine. Looks like a little potato, but that's okay. The most important part is that we've got a variation of the Harvestman body now, which is this shape. Okay. Oh, let's fill this in, I guess. Anywhere else I should fill in? Okay. Giant Harvestman body, there we go. And then we gotta go here, Giant Harvestman body. I have to mark this as exclude from loot table, and this is 2 by 3. with excluded cells of 1, 1 and 1, 2. Okay. Whew. Why do files have color like that? Is that a plugin? No, it's built into Godot 4. You just right-click the folder and set the color. Thinking about joining again this year to really push my limits for the same reason I'm thinking about joining too. When it loses its leg, can the leg be used in the alchemy side of things? Well, that thing is terrifying. Yeah, I haven't decided, welcome back, Blair William, by the way. I haven't decided what I want to do with the leg yet. Maybe it will become some kind of reagent. Maybe it will just be... Maybe it'll get its own innate ability. I haven't really thought about that much, honestly. Now here's the weird thing too, is that I wonder if these parts should be excluded from the unlock view. Maybe not. We don't need to make things more complicated than they need to be. All right, so the giant harvestman. We have a generic, so the idea that I had is whenever the harvestman gets transferred to another board, there's a small chance that his leg will break off. So basically anytime you move him, his legs might break. That was the idea that was posted in the Discord. So, or a variant of that idea anyway. So we've got the generic board transfer listener. This is going to have to be an innate ability. However, we only want this to fire if this innate ability is on a harvestman. So I'm realizing now that some of these innate abilities are transferable with the blood bulb. So I'm gonna have to add some guards here for innate abilities that are truly only supposed to be on certain cards. But anyway, we could do this. We could say if context.card.id is equal to card ID.giant harvestman, right? Actually, we'll just do this. We'll just say if it's not equal to giant harvestman, we're just going to return. So this ability has to exist on a harvestman card. Okay. So what do? We want to trigger a chance. So we'll just say const float. Let's just call it trigger chance, I guess. We'll make it 1 for now. Okay. If matthewtill.rng.randf range, just randf, I guess, is less than or equal to trigger chance, this is where we're going to have to create the new items. So let me actually look at tentacle. This one is doing something similar. So we want to create a card. We want to create 2 cards. All right. So I actually think I want to do this. Let's just do this. Var should trigger is equal to this. If not should trigger, return. Var owner board is equal to context helper dot board manager dot get card board owner context dot card. If owner board is equal to null, we return. We just want to be very, very careful to not proceed if we have potential nulls here. Okay, but now we have the owner board. So what I can do here is I can do owner board dot try remove, or board inventory component, try remove card context dot card. Okay. Before we do that, we're going to say var card position is equal to owner board dot get. I always do that. Board inventory component dot get card root position. Is that what I want? Yeah. Context dot card. Let's simplify some of this a little bit. Var inventory is equal to owner board inventory component. Okay, inventory. So we're going to grab the card position. Okay, so now we need to create a new card. So var body is equal to card factory dot create card. This will be card from ID, card ID dot Harvestman body, and is owned by player is true. Inventory dot try place card at position, card position, and then we have the body. How is this actually working? Play drop animation. Okay. Interesting. Okay, and then we're going to want to do var leg is equal to card factory dot create card from ID. Also, is this try remove card emit signal card remove? Does that remove it from? Oh, interesting. I don't think that actually removes it from the tree when I remove the card from the inventory, but we will handle that. Anyway, create card from ID, card ID dot giant harvestman leg. True. Inventory dot try place card at position. So this is going to be leg card position plus, let me think about this. So the leg is going to go here. So that's going to be vector2 dot right times 2. Well, let's just do new vector 2i. This will be 2, 0. Okay, and then we want to do card node. So leg dot card node dot play drop animation from origin bottom center. Default local drop animation. Play drop animation. Okay, I'm gonna change this. Play default local drop animation. That's much simpler. If I'm going to be reusing that multiple times, I don't want to have to remember what arguments need to be passed in. Okay. And then we need to destroy the original card. So we need to do context.card.destroy. Okay. So let's see if just that much works. Debug. Let's see. Test player cards. Let's just get rid of these things. Yeah. Alrighty. Hello, Wiwius. What does Harvestman do? I don't know yet. All I know is that his legs break off. That's about it. We'll figure it out, though. Spent so long redoing my whole card design, and my friend came back to me and told me it doesn't look nice. Well, if it's what you've been posting in the Discord, I think it looks really nice. Oh, that didn't work. Unable to cast ref count in the base card ref. That's a little bit unfortunate. And that's all in the Godot layer, so that's not really that helpful. Why didn't that work? It's having trouble creating the Harvestman body. Why is it having trouble doing that? I am removing the card here. You know what? Let's make this extra safe too. If not, inventory.try remove card. Then we're just gonna remove return. I think everything should be good. I'm trying to think. Why would that not be working? Leg, body. Why would that not be working? Well, let's just put a breakpoint here, I guess. Hello, Abo. Welcome. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome on the Twitch side. Check out the new ghoul emote. Gotta use the ghoul emote. I changed more of it. Do the broken legs become individual cards after breaking off? Yes. And in order to avoid getting into like having to do a bunch of permutations of this item, it's just going to be the right set of legs that break off. It's just going to do it once as a little gimmick. I don't need to go all the way and like have both sets of legs break off. Like that's going to be too much. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to do that. Okay, so the card position is 0-0, which is correct. Card position plus vector 2i. Yeah, that should work. Body, try place card to position, leg. I don't understand what this error means. Unable to cast object of type Godot ref counted to type game.data.base card ref. I don't know what that means. So obviously there's some kind of ref counted object. I wonder if this You know what? I wonder if this... Can I see the file history here? Graph. Can I see like the file history? I uninstalled. I uninstalled another. I uninstalled GitLens, but I don't remember how to see this file history. I mean, can I do blame? I'm trying to remember. Attempt to fix handle is not initialized error. Yeah, I think I need to get rid of that, and then I'm going to get rid of these things too, because it didn't actually fix anything. So this is line 230 in card rendering server, and this is line 276 in base card. Okay, so 230 and 276. Let's see. We're going to get rid of this. And then in base card, okay. Trying to fix the handle is not initialized error. I think maybe that probably broke some things instead, so we'll just remove that, and we'll see if this works. If it still doesn't work, it still doesn't work. Although I didn't get an error this time. That's a little bit weird. Guard position. Is this not... It tries to place the body first, but it fails? Why is it failing? What happens if I move this card destroy? I mean, I'm trying to remove it up here. Interesting. I'm kind of baffled why this isn't working. Maybe I don't try to create the leg. Maybe if I just try to create the body. Really? Interesting. What is going on here? Oh, my root cell. Oh, the root cell is wrong. Oh, I messed it up. This needs to be right. I accidentally put the dimensions in the root cell property instead. Oops. Okay, this should work. There we go. All right. So that is working now. Goodness gracious, as they say. What happens if I put this back? Am I still going to see that error? I do still see that error. Yeah. I wish I knew why that was throwing an error. Well, we'll just remove it. I don't know. That wasn't even fixing what I thought it would fix anyway. So we're fine. All right. So now we've got the leg and the body. And now we actually need to give it some abilities. I don't really know what it's going to do, like I said. But it's not going to break every time. It's just, just testing it out. You get something like this, and now you've got the leg as a separate object. It's kind of funny, but we'll probably make it something more like 5% chance or something. Okay, and then let's just do, we'll make this innate is innate equals true. This just has a listener on it, so that's okay. We do have to do more stuff in here, but I will handle that in a second. Description template, we'll just say brittle legs. Card giant harvestman. I guess we'll just call it transfer. Okay. The giant harvestman body, tentacle, that's fine. Okay. So now we can figure out what we actually want this thing to do. So now it should only happen every once in a while. Oh, there we go. The legs broke. Okay. I got it 3 times after that. Anyway. So let's actually think of some abilities for this guy then. So obviously that's going to be 1 innate that it has. So if I look here, innate brittle legs. People are going to be like, what the heck does that even mean? And you'll just be moving it around, and then all of a sudden it'll have its legs break. Oops, there it goes. Oh goodness. That's pretty funny. Okay. Okay, alrighty. So what are we going to actually do about this? Let's take a gander at my card inspection tool and see if we can plug any synergy gaps here. Ally. Not a whole lot of healing. We do have quite a bit of poison. We don't have anything... We don't have much like poison and heal scaling. So maybe that would be a good thing to do. Bleed. I don't think bleed really works. Mosquito swarm. Let's see, that's swarm. I mean, we can give it a swarm ability. There's not a whole lot of swarm. So... This already does poison on heal, though. Well, we could reverse it. We could do heal on poison, maybe. Does this card steal enemy cards? It does not, but welcome back to the stream. All right, let's just do... maybe like a heal on poison applied. Don't have a lot of bleed. We don't have a lot of crit chance. I may honestly remove these kinds of buffs. I don't know if I like these. Critical chance buff and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we're going to need a bunch of abilities. All right, let's just do... let's just do heal per poison applied. New composed ability. I'm gonna do var tracker is equal to ability execution tracker for type poison. Var dynamic heal is equal to new dynamic magnitude ability. We need a value scaler. Do we want a value scaler? Probably. Const int poison divisor. Let's just do a generic value provider. New generic value provider. Int. We will do this is an event tracker, ability value provider, captured count. Okay. So I think this would just be return tracker dot get value divided by poison divisor. Var current heal is equal to base heal times current heal. I guess it doesn't want me to do that. That's all right. Okay, so dynamic magnitude ability, generic value provider, new heal, 0. Okay, so this would be heal per poison applied. So we're going to put the tracker in there as well as the dynamic heal. Scaling func var heal scalar. Actually, let's just do scalar is equal to ability scalars dot heal scalar. Current heal is equal to scalar base heal tier. Okay, and then in here, we're going to say description template. Description keywords dot. Is this, let's see. This is ability execution tracker event tracker on triggered. Filter, running count, okay. Capture on execute is true. Okay. Capture on execute, captured count. So captured count is returned in get value. Okay. So this is going to be description keywords dot capitalized description keywords dot heal. Oops. I need to figure out what to do about this. Probably going to get rid of the allies wording and just flip it so that it will be explicit when it works globally. See, this is, yeah. The problem is I want this to work based on the number of times that poison was applied and not the stack amount of poison. Maybe I'll do something like per poison ability. Poison ability executions. I don't know. I need to get the language under control here. I don't really know how to make these things clear. But anyway, this would be current heal poison divisor. Heal per poison. Okay, let's see if that works. How do you get more cards? You can get them from booster packs, from defeating combats. All that kind of good stuff. So yeah, they're just presented in the game as options that you can take at various points. Hello, Emerson. Welcome back. We got the ghoul and the snail cat. Very nice. What are you ultimately trying to build? I'm working on Alchemortis. I don't know if you're talking at that level of ultimately, but working on my game Alchemortis. Here, the Steam page is live here, so you can check that out if you want to know more about the game. But right now, we're just adding more content. We're just adding more content and currently working on this specific card, the Giant Harvestman. Okay, I'm missing poison from my explanations. Additional ability explanations equals ability explanations dot poison. I think I'm going to redo the keyword system. It's going to be kind of a massive change, but what I would much rather do is I would much rather do something like this where each keyword is an object and each keyword is associated with an ability explanation. And then what I can do in here is I can just do, okay, here's the first one, right? What I would ideally be able to do is be able to do something like keyword dot poison as an argument in here. And then I would also have like variants, right? So I'd be able to do like dot variant dot poisoned or something. So it would ultimately be the same keyword, but it would just use different, like the different form of it or something. And then if I could make these keywords objects, I think that would simplify a lot, because then I could define like the toString behavior for it. I can pass these around as objects, and so when I'm checking like if something is a poison ability, I can just check if it's in the list of keywords. I think the keywords could probably be, if I put the keywords in here in the description template parameters func, I may be able to just deduce what keywords the ability has from that, instead of having to maintain this additional ability explanations list. Something like that. I don't know. I would like to do that at some point, but that would be kind of a massive change. I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. But I'd be able to do something like, you know, yeah, I don't know, keyword.poison.capitalized or something. Right? Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I would like to do that at some point, but the other problem is I don't know how that's going to play with the translations that well. I don't know if it's worth going on this tangent right now, but one of the issues with the translations is that if I look for like poison or something, so the translator, the way that it's set up currently, and this is probably not going to work, is that the translator, when they're translating a string like this, they need to keep the English language inside of these curly braces here. So they can move this around like that, for example. And then this poison has its own like translation entry, but I don't think that's going to work. So like here, description keyword poison, this is just like, oh, what's the word supposed to be? But that may not work with certain grammatical structures in like a translated version. So I may have, and this is one of the things that may ultimately make me switch how the keywords are done, because what I may do instead, which would be easier, is I may say, okay, translator, whenever you see this, so I could do instead keyword poison and then underscore, and then whatever follows this underscore can be whatever the translator wants to put in here, right? Like poisoni, right? I don't think that's a real word, but let's just assume this is a made-up language and this is what poison is in that language, right? So I can preserve the fact that this is the poison keyword, and I could just take whatever's after this underscore as like just the raw string insertion, right? Because the important thing is not what the actual like letters are that end up, like characters that end up in the string. The important part is knowing that this is as a poison keyword, and that needs to be highlighted in green and given the icon and everything, right? Like that. So that would be an argument in favor of moving to like more explicit keyword objects, because it should give me a lot more flexibility in terms of how keywords are parsed and highlighted and everything. And of course I could simplify it, you know, I could do KW poison or something, you know, and I could make it even more explicit, right? I could say you have to put whatever your language string is in parentheses or something, right? So yeah, I'm not actually sure. I'm gonna have to work on that, but that may be one of the next big code projects I do, is moving everything to explicit keywords. Anyway, I'm just thinking out loud. I was not really planning on doing anything there. Oops. Does it need the heal keyword as well? Harvestman heal per poison. I forgot to build, I guess. Okay. Wonder what is a good way to make fire and poison feel different than one another. In most games, it's the difference in color, like red, orange, green, purple. Maybe poison gets worse over time. So the tick damage goes up every 15 seconds. Or maybe X amount of turns. Well, poison and fire are already different. Fire is permanent and increases in damage over time, and poison is more bursty. Like, it does more damage the more stacks you have, but it decays over time. So I think they're different enough. I think I just need to tweak the numbers a little bit. Hello, December A, welcome. So cool to see you continue working on the project after all these months. Yeah, I'm having fun with it. And we're in like mostly content development phase right now, so well, I guess let's just see if this works. Anyway, add item, ceremonial dagger. What? I should add autocomplete to this as well. I'm not even in a situation where I can test this either. Goodness gracious. Check settings. How many cards do I have so far? I think it's like 215 or something. Veneno. I don't know what that means. Emerson. Makes sense. Oh, his legs broke already. Look at that. It's poison. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Add item. Ceremonial dagger. This is probably not going to work because I need a larger board. So it's like never going to heal. I might just buff this as well. Oh, and I forgot to... Man, I just can't get into the flow here. Where's my override player board dimensions? Here we go. So many debug settings to flip so I can just test things. Okay, let's see if this works. So it should heal now. Yeah, it healed. Okay, good. Should heal 4 now, I think. Yeah. All right, it's working. Good. That's one ability down. That's one ability down. We got to do more. Alrighty. And I'm still not done with the Harvestman splitting leg thing because I need to be able to transfer all of the abilities that have been alchemized onto the Harvestman to different things. Probably also need to think about giving the body and the leg some unique abilities as well. Okay. Anyway, I'll tell you what, if every card takes this much effort, this game is never going to release. But that's okay. We got to have some fun, gimmicky cards in the game for sure. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we will continue on with adding some abilities to this guy. So, BRB. All right, I'm back. Let's think of some more abilities for this little guy. I need to go through all of the abilities that I have in the game and figure out which kind of synergies are missing. Because there's a lot of them. It's just hard to discern what those are. It's hard to discern what those are. So we've got heal 2 per 5 poison ability executions. What else? Let's just go to ally. I need to expand like self-damage stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a lot of paralysis abilities already. I'm trying to think, like, we need abilities for the legs that are separate. We need ability for the body. I do want to do some kind of swarm ability. We're not making that big of a use of lifesteal. Where is lifesteal? This is a base composed ability. Let's do, that might be kind of cool actually. Let's do ability builder dot swarm new lifesteal 6. Okay, so we've got a swarm lifesteal. That's something that's not in the game. So we've got a swarm lifesteal now. Do I want to check if that works? Let's see. Add item maggot. Swarm, apply 1 bleed. That's pretty good, actually. All right, so deal 6 damage and heal for the damage dealt. So that's swarm. Good. All right. What I'm thinking for the spider leg now, and maybe we'll jump around a little bit, is I want to add some kind of like swarm ability, like project a swarm ability to two things passively from the spider leg. So let me think about this. Harvestman, giant Harvestman leg. Yeah, so let's see if I can do, let's do a new non-combat composed ability. Passive ability projector is equal to new non-combat ability projector. I need a query target provider, so let's do query target provider is equal to query target provider dot create options. Let's do left and right adjacent. So options dot query directions is equal to board inventory component. dot query directions dot left adjacent or right adjacent. Okay. We're going to project to query target provider. What are we going to project? We're going to do some kind of swarm. Maybe we'll just do what kind of swarm ability do we want to do? Do we have a plague ability, something that can be passed on death to others? Well, there's not really, like, the cards in this game don't die. You're fighting the board, so it's like a typical, it's a typical auto battler where you're just kind of like fighting the enemy, and the things in your inventory or on your board are the things that are like determining your DPS output. That said, I do have something. I have a tapeworm, and what the tapeworm does is it puts a poison ability on the enemy board that just keeps applying self-poison to the enemy. So it puts a self-poison ability on an enemy minion. That enemy minion will execute when its cooldown reaches 0. That applies a self-poison to the enemy, and then it places that self-poison ability on another random enemy minion. So you get this like chain reaction where it's like, it keeps, like, that poison keeps bouncing around the board and keeps applying self-poison. It's like a never-ending cycle, assuming the enemy has more than one minion. Because if it's only one minion, then it has nothing to project to and it won't spread. So I've got something like that, yeah. Hello, Chris. Welcome. Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Namanoma. Why perfect game development have such low viewers? Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't think the market is very large for people to want to watch game development. So it's okay. I mean, it's nicer when it's a lower amount of stream viewers anyway, because I can spend more time responding to all your messages. I've had some streams where like the number of viewers is approaching like 100 between Twitch and YouTube, and then I can't keep up with everything. Hello, V, welcome back. What do we want to swarm here? Shoot. Well, it's not going to build. Okay, let's just do this. What do I want to swarm? Oh, we could try swarm speed. Why don't we do that? We need another query target provider translation key. Query target provider key. Yeah, this is going to be a little bit weird, but we can do this. Card, giant, harvestman, leg, speed, int magnitude. What is the magnitude here? Let's just do 5. That's going to be quite substantial, but that's okay. Let's do this. Let's make it interesting. Okay, and we're gonna project swarm speed onto that. Passive project speed. Abilities is, so we need to put the query target provider in there. We need to put this passive ability projector there. Scaling func. Let's see, speed. Let's turn that down to 3, and then scaling func, we will do speed dot scale for tier. Description template. Description keywords dot capitalize. Description keywords dot projects. Projects to query target provider dot to query string template 0. Force card plural true 1. Oh, I didn't swarm this either. Ability builder dot swarm. Okay. All right. So then in here, to query string template, we're just gonna do, I don't know, query target provider dot query options dot limit, otherwise 0, and then this would be inner ability description wrapper dot from speed, and we'll make this innate as well. All right, let's see. Okay. So that's just the leg, so I'm gonna need to grab the leg. I can probably just give it to myself. See what happens. We are the chosen ones, yeah. Do you activate the cards, or are they on timers? If they are on timers, a sword could be something that... A sword could be... Oh. Could be something that loads X amount of bugs and releases all at once. Oh, a swarm. Is that what you mean, a swarm? Yeah. So a swarm is already something in this game. It's an ability that can be triggered by other swarm abilities. So typically you have your cooldown, right? And when the item, so this, after 4.5 seconds, it executes all of these abilities in order. But if another item executes a swarm ability, it has a chance to target this item's swarm ability and cause that to execute out of turn, right? So this is essentially a way of getting additional ability executions. But I definitely want to do some kind of like swarm artifacts or something. Oh, this is left and right adjacent. Ah. It's left and right adjacent. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty nasty, actually. Cool. I think that's a pretty cool ability, actually. That seems to be working just fine. This description to query string template is not correct, though. Okay, we're gonna need to change some of this code here. This is gonna need to be direction prefixes equals new list string. This would be direction prefixes dot add bottom adjacent. So I gotta change all these ones now. Let's do this. That works a lot better, I guess. Oops. Oops. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, that works much nicer. Okay, so we want to do... Can I do static methods in here? Probably not. Oh, I can. Okay, list string. Okay, formatted direction suffix is equal to format string list direction suffixes var formatted direction prefix equals format string list direction prefixes. Okay, and then this would be formatted direction prefix. All right, let's see if that works. Let's see what this breaks. Really? It didn't break anything, and it did this ability correctly to right adjacent and left adjacent allied items. Look at that. Excellent. Well, that was easier than I thought it was going to be. That works, I suppose. Okay, and then for the body, what I want to do for the body is basically just take whatever abilities are on the Harvestman when the legs break and just move them all over. We may give the body an additional innate ability, but maybe not. Anyway. Body.add composed abilities. Context.card.get all composed abilities. No, I want to do get base composed abilities dot select x dot duplicate. We also want to do body dot make legendary context dot card dot is legendary body dot make legendary body dot set tier capped to context dot card dot tier. I wonder how this would look with quick move. The legs might break weirdly in quick move mode, but let's just try it out. So the body is not going to really do anything. It's just going to take on whatever abilities were configured for the default version. So if I go to my alchemy here and I just add a bunch of things here. So I've got a bunch of poison abilities now. Oh, I only have one poison ability, right? Because I changed alchemy a little bit. What else do I want to add? So we do this, we do that, we add the flint, we add this guy. Okay, so this has a bunch of abilities now. Now what happens if I quick move this guy? Let me see the legs break. Really? Oh, there it goes. Okay, so it does break the animation a little bit, but that's okay. But you can see that it's retained all of its abilities here. And now we've got this leg. With a new innate ability. I think that's a good compromise. So you actually do get a brand new ability out of the legs here. You retain anything that you've alchemized onto this. That innate ability needs to be removed though. So let me just do this. Dot where I essentially just want to remove context.card to get base composed ability where x is not equal to we'll just do this. X dot key is not equal to I'll get this one of these days. Okay. So this is not technically true because it is technically possible that there could be another ability in the game with this key, but that's probably not going to happen, so I'm not going to worry about being super strict about it. So if for some reason another item in the game had this exact key and we alchemized that ability onto the Harvestman, it would also filter out that ability, but that's not going to happen. These keys are not globally unique is basically what I'm saying. These keys are only unique to the card that they're on. So it is definitely possible for multiple different cards in the game to have the same ability keys. But usually the key matching is not done just on the key string itself. It's also done with a combination of like which card ID did it come from as well. So they're almost like composite keys, I guess, kind of. But in any case. So the quick move does break the legs off. It doesn't finish the motion though, which is okay, I suppose. But anyway, I should see the innate ability go away whenever the legs break off here. It's only a 5% chance. There we go. All right, so that innate ability is not there anymore. So that's good. Which is good because we don't want it to spawn multiple legs. Cool. Is there anything else that I want to do with this guy? I do need to modify the various pieces of data here. So this giant Harvestman, we're going to turn the cooldown up to 8 seconds. This is a minion. I think we're good there. Harvestman body, since it loses its legs, we'll give it a shorter cooldown. This is a minion, alchemical. We are excluding it from the loot table, so it can't be chosen as a normal item. This leg here, we're going to make this 5.5. And it is also excluded from the loot table. Okay, awesome. I think we're good. I think that's fine. I think it is a unique enough where those things will be all right. So I do need to add flavor text for all these things, though. So that's 3 new items right there. Do I count that as 3 new items? We got a legless version. We did the abilities. We spawned the leg on transfer. We did that. We did that. And then also we need flavor text for all 3 variants. So this is not quite done, but I'm going to mark that as 3 new items when I finish it because it's technically true. Okay, so we can call that good. Excellent. Alrighty, what else do we want to do here? This is no longer relevant. Artifacts do not affect character board during character select. Yeah, I have a bunch of bugs here. Do I want to do anything like this? I don't know. I don't really feel like doing any bugs. I have a meeting to get to in like 25 minutes, so I got to do something quick. Oh, we already did Leviathan. That's gone. A starfish. Let's do a starfish. That sounds fun. Can we do an interesting shape for this? I mean, we could do a cross shape again. Let's see if we can get a starfish like drawn up. Yeah, we'll do this one. So create that. We're just going to be pumping out content here. So I'm thinking, I'm thinking about doing this kind of a starfish. This one. So not your typical chunky Patrick Star starfish. No, your Eldritch Horror starfish. You know what I mean? Man, those are weird. You know how I know aliens exist? Look at the ocean. So let's just get the basic shape down. Do I want to try to add the bristles? Is that going to work? It's going to be really hard because the bristles... They're like semi-transparent, kind of. Oops. Hello, Jack. Buy it. Is the starfish going to lose his limbs too? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. That was a lot of work. I mean, I'm glad I did it, but the other thing is we also don't want to reuse gimmicks too much, right? Like, I think gimmicks are fun, and they, especially if they give you some, like, special abilities and whatnot, but I don't want to be, like, reusing stuff all the time. Like, even with my abilities, you know, I'm trying to make it so that every card has at least one ability that you can't find anywhere else. Because I feel like if I just make a bunch of cards that have all the same abilities, there's not going to really be that much interesting about it. They're just going to be like, they're not going to have strong identities, you know? So I want to make it so that way, you know, as you're getting cards, as you're finding items, you're getting a constant flow of like new stuff, you know? I don't know why this leg in particular is giving me so much trouble. Anyway, can I do... Yeah, maybe something like that works. We do like bigger bristles here and then smaller ones. Yeah, that can work. That can work. Yeah. I think the shape is coming together. Yeah, something like that works. I don't know about this part. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that can work. Now the question becomes, what color do I make it? I don't know if I really like this approach. I was thinking, oops. What is going on with my mouse? I don't know about this one. Well, we'll just doodle a little bit and we'll see if we can get anything good to come out of this. If we can't, then we can't, you know? I may have to change a bunch of colors. Yeah, I really don't like using this blue as like the base for anything. I just think that blue doesn't look that great by itself. Yeah, I don't know if this approach is gonna work. I might have to think about how I'm gonna shade this. I gotta make it look bristly. I mean, that kind of works, I suppose. Actually, that doesn't look terrible. That arm. If I pepper in a couple of these. Yeah, maybe that doesn't look terrible. I may have to think about something else to do with the body section here, but... how about I can mutate to have more limbs? All right, there you go. Have you been watching in the World Cup, Firebelly? No, I don't. I'm not interested in sports. Looks cool so far. Thank you. Yeah, I think it can work. I don't know. I'm gonna probably sit on it for a little bit. I think the shape is decent. It's just gonna be, yeah, the coloring, the shading is gonna be a little bit tricky, I think. All right, anyway, I do have to get ready for the meeting though, so I'm just going to pause that there. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for being here. I may be streaming later this afternoon, so join the Discord to be notified when I go live. Otherwise, please consider wishlisting Alka Mortis on Steam. I would appreciate that. And yeah, like I said, we're kind of in the phase of development where the remaining tasks are just to pump the game full of content and add, you know, polish, quality of life, that kind of thing. So the end is in sight. The game is nearing completion. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. And bye-bye for now.